Hey guys, welcome to Living Life with Jerry and Mel. Today I've got something different. I've been working on my deer feeder, as you know, and the way I have my deer feeder set up, I put in 2 bags of corn. It's about 80 to 100 pounds depending on which size bag I get. I've got it set going 3 times a day, 4 seconds a spin, and that should last me, according to the feeder itself, about 20 days. Right now, 100 pounds of corn is lasting me about 2.5 days. I've got to do something because that is expensive. A bag of corn right now is $10 for a 40-pound bag. I just bought 4 bags. And I need to let it last a little longer. So what is happening? Well, let me tell you. So I've got a camera on my feeder back here, and I'm seeing a lot of deer. And yes, I'm having trouble with raccoons, with squirrels, all of that sort of thing. There's crows come in there, eat anything that's on the ground. But the thing that is really taking me out is the deer themselves. These deer have figured out how to get their mouth into the spinner on the feeder, and you can just see their tongue licking it out. They go in there, they pull it out. They're pulling out a whole mouthful at a time, and about the same amount is falling down. So I'm only lasting 2 or 3 days on enough feed back there that should last me for 20 days. So I got to do something about it. So here's what I've got. All right, guys, I've bought this here. It's a Varmint Guard. It's made by Moultrie. It's supposed to fit right on my feeder. So I'm going to take this thing out of the box. Let's see what we got. All right. Oh, instructions. You got the cage, the instructions, and some hardware. Okay, so this is they got a lot of tie wraps on this thing to keep it all together, I'm sure, for the packaging. Oh, okay. So here's the cage. I guess it's got a door there. So let's see how we set this thing up. All right, here's my hardware. It's a whole list of all that stuff on there. Well, the first thing that I see in this, I don't think it's a big deal, but usually these instructions say what tools to use. I don't see it on the instructions here. So here's what I went and got. Basically just a pair of pliers and a screwdriver. All right, so what you got is this. You got this hexagon base, and then this is 2 sides, and it will wrap around this base. This actually comes with another door, but that is if you're using a different feeder than the one I've got. So let's put this thing together. All right, let's get this thing lifted up here. All right, it's actually in a shape now. All right, so on the end here where it comes together, you'll see at the top there's these 2 and then 2 this way. You put one of these little clips in there. You go in there. So there is how it starts coming together. And boy, these are tiny screws and a real little. There we go. It'll be a miracle if I don't drop this. I got the nut on the other side of the screw. Let's try to, well, there we go. right, this may be really hard to see, but that's how it goes on the outside. And on the inside, there's a little nut. So all I'm gonna do now is tighten that down. Okay, I think I would suggest be sure you get that good and tight, because when the motor is rotating and spinning, it bounces and it could loosen that up. Okay, now that we've got that together, there is 6 sides on here, and you need to put a clip on the bottom on each side, otherwise it's just gonna fold apart, right? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna look for this area here with the 2, and you're gonna put them together at the bottom. I'm gonna flip it over this way, I think. Now I've got this first one on. I actually had to take and hammer it on there just a little bit to get it through there. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, that didn't work. So I'm going to come in from the inside with the clip. Going to go in there, then shoot it through there like that. So I'm going to run this screw up from this side. It looks like it's the bottom from this angle, but it's really not. That's what I was afraid of. These are tiny. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get them hand tightened all the way around and then go back and set this thing down and do it that way. All right, so I'm going to have to do that over because, and this is where the instructions are pretty weak. I think I'm going to have to change the position of that. So let's give this a try. I'm just going to take this off for now. Okay. Let's go in like that right there. I wonder what I'm going to try to do is come in like this. Nope, I think you're going to have to come in from the bottom. There we go. Put my screw through here. And my nut. God dang it. Like I say, these are so small. Okay. Right, we'll just snug that up. We'll go on to the next one here. Maybe. Okay, this is Chinese quality for you. Right where you put your clip, they've got a weld bead there, and it's just this one is a pain in the butt. Okay, I actually see what is happening here. It looks like it's bent, so I'll try to do something else here. I think I'm not gonna have a choice. I'm gonna move it down one because it's just warped or something. If I had it to go over again, I might have put a little Loctite on this, but I'm almost done now with this part. I'm not going to lie to you, that could have been easier, but things just didn't line up on it. So I hope that hope it works. Give us a last tighten around through here. Like I say, I believe it's going to be key to make sure that you get this on here as tight as you can, because when that feeder goes off and it's doing this, eventually these things are going to come off. Okay. Like I say, this thing's going to shake. I don't trust that will stay together. So this is just me. This isn't in the instructions, but I'm gonna put a couple of zip ties around this thing just to give it some added security. It can't hurt, right? All right, so I've got this thing put together now. It's 6 sides, so I've got 6 of these clips in here. I just think over time those things would work their way loose, so on each one I put two zip ties on there all the way around. So it's got 6 clips and 12 zip ties. So it's pretty good and sturdy. Okay, so I've got 5 of these little clips left. Nowhere on there does it say to do this on the instructions that I can see anywhere, but I'm going to go ahead and put some in right here as well, and I may come back and put a zip tie on there too. Okay, if I said that I was missing one, I was wrong. I'd already used it. So I thought for just a second there that I might have ran out of hardware or been shorted a little hardware, you know. It happens. But no, it was there. It was my eyesight. Okay, now I'm going to tighten these up, and then we'll go see about putting this thing on the deer feeder. Okay, one thing before we go, there's actually 3 of these little hooks, and they go here, and then you run a self-tapping screw up into my feeder. You can't even see it there, like that. So that's what we're going to do. It says to crimp that in place. I don't have anything to crimp it with, so mine might be loose. I'll just get it on there as tight as I can. going to put this on this. First, let me show you the holes underneath. All right, so I've got the Moultrie, I think it's the 30 gallon. And on 3 sides, you have this little indentation right here. And you can see it's got a screw hole right there. So I should be able to put the hook on the thing here and screw a screw up in there. That sounds simple, right? Let's give it a shot. Okay, I've found one thing already that's going to make it tough. You're going to have to put this on the inside. So when you raise this up, you can run your screw in there, right? Supposedly. I'm going to have to remove the motor. Always get the cleaned corn or you end up with a mess like this. I may have to get something to crimp that because it's gonna be hard as hell to get this first one in. All right, I'm back. Had to go get some more tools. So, man, it's hot. So I'm just gonna say, go ahead and do that crimping. This thing will fit a 30 gallon or a 325, whatever the difference is. But go ahead and crimp those things on so you don't have to run back and get more tools. Luckily, man, it's hot. Luckily, I'm pretty close to the house, so I'm gonna crimp these things on and see if I can't get this on the feeder. Whew. All right, so to me the thing looks like it's, maybe I just didn't have it on there right to begin with. I'm going to see if I can get this thing on there without doing a lot of crimping. So all I got is a pair of pliers. I don't want to have to go back to the house. Okay, I give up. This is a 2-man job, or 1 man and 1 woman, so this isn't going to go on till Melody gets home. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Well, I got back to the house and had a little lunch, cooled off because it has been hot, and I just realized there's got to be a way that one person can put this together. There's nothing in the instruction. There's not a video on YouTube I could find. So I'm gonna go try something else. Try to get this done before Melody gets home. All right, it's pretty simple. I don't know why I didn't see it, but move this stuff out of the way. Now I should be able to set it right on there and screw this in. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get this a little closer to you so I can get in the shade. Already starting out bad. And well, that's going to be tight. All right, so let me show you what I'm going to try to do here. As you can see in there, I've got one of the clips in, and I'm going to get a screw in it first thing. Just going to give it a couple of quick tightens. Okay. All right, when you're putting this in, lift up a little bit. There you go. Okay. Get one going in here. And these are self-tapping screws. It would be nice to be able to use my screwdriver, but it's too big. This is the key. Flip your feeder over, and then you can get these hooks on there and get it tightened down. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten these down right now. There's not a lot of room to work in here. So just be patient till you get them tight. You want to get them tight, but since you're drilling into this plastic, I wouldn't get it too tight. All right, let's see how easy it is to put this motor on there. All right, well, I finally got it on there. Let's go ahead and flip Sputnik back on its proper feet. I think it's going to work. All right, so here's the view. They're not going to be able to bite in there now and get to that. I don't think anything can. Motor still hangs off the bottom, but I've never had them chew up the motor. They usually get in there and can get to the spinner. All right, so I'm going to put some corn in this thing and run a test, and we'll see how it does. Okay, so it's easy enough to get to the bottom. It is a little wet. We had some rain. Okay, with the Moultrie, we're going to add our corn in there that we just put in. I've got 80 pounds in because this thing is totally empty. Okay, I go off at 7 a.m. 4 seconds, at 6 p.m. for 4 seconds, for 8 a.m. at 4 seconds. And then I got 3 more settings on this one. They have nothing So that says I got 25 days worth of corn. So let me go back and let's see how well this thing will shoot out the corn. I'm gonna move this four-wheeler out of the way. Okay, to test it, just go back into those settings. You find one of your times. I'm going to do the first one, 7 a.m. 4 seconds. Then I'm just going to hold the set button and it will count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's set the camera back here so we can see how well this thing shoots out. 4, 3. Okay, it did spread it out, but I think that thing did put a lot more. It stops a lot of it, but I think that's going to be okay. We'll be able to keep our corn, and the deer's still going to come in there and eat because it did. I mean, you can see corn shot out way out here. So okay. All right, so I've got the Varmint Guard on here now. We'll set up a camera up there, and I'll come back in a couple of days and let's just see if the deer are still coming out eating, even though they can't just go up to it and lick it right off the thing, off the spinner, and see if I still have any corn left. You know, it should last. It's not going to last 21 days. No way. But let's just see what happens. Yeah, I hope this thing works. If it works, I will not have any problem buying another one. All right, man, it all of a sudden has got dark, thunder everywhere. I may have got this done just in the nick of time. So we're out here at the feeder. There's the Varmint Guard. It seems to work really good as far as keeping the varmints and critters off of there. I've got video that I'll show you of raccoons crawling around it, hanging on it, trying their best to get in there, squirrels circling on it, and even this doe who has made her living this summer coming over here and eating corn straight from the tap, she couldn't figure it out either. So from that standpoint, everything is good. The one thing I'm going to have to figure out is how far will this thing throw out the corn with that guard up. You can see I've got a pile here, but I also had a very dead battery. So I have a feeling that the spinner was just barely spinning enough just for it to dribble out. So I'm going to put a new battery in here and I'll come back out here and check it in 3 or 4 days, and I just want to make sure that happens good, that it'll be able to spread the corn out good enough. I think it will. The test that I did the other day, it worked, and I'll do a test here in just a moment just to see, but as far as keeping the varmints off of there, so far it worked. Now the only thing I'm a little concerned about is if these big raccoons come in here and are hanging off of this too awful much, will they be able to strip out the self-tapping screws that are holding this on there? I think if it did happen, what I would do is just run a nut and bolt in there. So anyway, I'm gonna get this battery in this thing, get it reset up, fix my camera, test it, and then I'll be on my way. Well, that about confirms it. I must have a dying motor on here. Okay. I wonder if this motor, because this thing was running great the other day, I wonder if it has anything to do with that. I wonder if there was a lightning strike. Oh well. What I'll have to do is come down here, and I'm going to wait till it quits raining, which will be a couple of days. I'm going to put a garbage can underneath there, remove that motor, all the corn will come out, and put one of my replacement motors on there. Take this one to the house and see if I can fix it. That's That's all I can think. I don't understand, but okay. Well, that's it. We'll figure it out.